I had always imagined my wedding day as the happiest moment of my life. Months of planning, countless decisions, and years of dreaming about a future with Lauren had built up to this moment. The idea of committing my life to someone I trusted completely felt thrilling, comforting, and permanent. But life has a way of teaching you lessons when you least expect them, and I was about to learn the cruelest one imaginable. The first signs were subtle. Lauren started spending more time on her phone, whispering in ways that froze whenever I entered the room. She claimed it was wedding planning or friends needing support, but her nervous energy and sudden defensiveness made my gut churn. For weeks, I tried to ignore it, telling myself I was imagining things, but intuition is rarely wrong. The breaking point came just days before the wedding. I was checking some last-minute plans when her phone buzzed. A quick glance at the screen confirmed every fear I had tried to suppress. Messages from another man, flirty, secretive, and unmistakably intimate. My world collapsed. Lauren wasn't just being distant. She had been betraying me, carrying on a full-blown affair even as we prepared to exchange vows. Shock morphed into rage, but I forced myself to stay calm. Impulsive action would ruin my chance at real justice. I had to plan, gather evidence, and ensure that my response would be unforgettable, something that would make her fully comprehend the magnitude of her betrayal. Over the next 48 hours, I meticulously collected proof. I saved messages, recorded interactions, and even traced the locations of her meetings. Every call, every text, every secret rendezvous was documented. I mapped out her lover's apartment, noting patterns and routines. The deeper I dug, the more careless they became. Their arrogance grew, believing I was oblivious, and every careless detail became ammunition for the revenge I was about to unleash. The night before the wedding, I made my move. Armed with evidence, adrenaline, and a plan, I stormed into the apartment of her lover. There was no hesitation. I had rehearsed every step in my mind for days. When I arrived, I found them together, laughing, confident, and utterly unaware of the storm about to descend. I didn't yell or attack physically. Instead, I revealed the evidence, screenshots, recordings, and precise documentation of every lie and every deceitful act. I let them read, hear, and see the truth in a way that left no room for denial. The shock on their faces was palpable. Smiles froze, laughter vanished, and panic replaced arrogance. I watched them realize simultaneously that every secret had been exposed. Then came the next phase of revenge, social exposure. I shared the evidence with mutual friends, family, and colleagues. The betrayal wasn't just personal anymore, it became public. Lauren's carefully curated image collapsed, her deception laid bare for everyone who mattered. Her lover, once confident and smug, faced humiliation that extended far beyond our personal lives. Legally and financially, I protected myself meticulously. Engagement deposits, property arrangements, and shared assets were secured through contracts and documentation I had pre-prepared. Lauren could no longer manipulate or intimidate me, and her ability to disrupt my life was neutralized. The aftermath was transformative. I moved back into my space with a sense of reclaiming authority, restoring balance and stability. My mind, initially consumed by rage and betrayal, now focused on rebuilding my life with dignity. I focused on protecting my emotional well-being and, if applicable, ensuring that any children or shared responsibilities were handled responsibly and safely. In the months that followed, I realized the true power of strategic patience. Lauren had thought she could deceive me and get away with it. She had underestimated my ability to observe, gather evidence, and execute a meticulously planned response. My revenge wasn't impulsive. It was precise, undeniable, and public in the way that left them powerless. Reflecting on it now, I understand that betrayal often comes when you least expect it, from those you trust most. But calculated, deliberate action can turn devastation into empowerment. I didn't just survive the betrayal, I used it as a catalyst to reclaim control, authority, and peace in my life. The wedding never happened, but the lessons were unforgettable. Lauren and her lover learned that deceit carries consequences far beyond the moment of infidelity. They had assumed they were clever, but their oversight, arrogance, and carelessness allowed me to execute a revenge that was complete, methodical, and absolute. Ultimately, the storm I brought to that apartment was about justice, exposure, and reclaiming my life, not rage. It was epic not for physical confrontation, but for the sheer precision and timing that left my betrayers humiliated. powerless and accountable, I emerge stronger, wiser, and fully in control of my destiny. Betrayal may strike without warning, but when met with patience, foresight, and evidence-backed strategy, it becomes the catalyst for ultimate